So,
My name is Ro Carter. I'm from blackfilm.com. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank
great.
you.
This question's for Darrell. Hey, Darrell, how are you?
Bro, how you doing, boss?
I see, brother, you got the flavor on the polka dots. I see you.
Yeah,
Okay, all
man.
right.
I knew I was gonna be talking to y'all, so I said I gotta throw it on, man.
Looking sharp. So
Appreciate
anyway, you're originally on The Wire. You
it.
played O-Dog, and now you're on the other side of this now. Um, was it difficult to play that side, as a cop? And did you find yourself justifying your actions? Because you were down and dirty.
Oh,
So you
bro,
got to see both sides of it, but a 20-year later difference.
yeah.
How did that feel?
It's honestly the hardest thing I've ever had to do from an acting standpoint, Ro, because it was I tried very hard to not do this role. I put excuse after excuse in front of me why I couldn't do it. And it took me a while to accept it. The man I'm named after, my mom's brother, was shot and killed by the police. I have been assaulted. Everybody I know has been, I've never in my life had a good run-in with a police officer. I was blessed to have a best friend who actually just passed away this year, who was a Montgomery County police officer, who was one of the greatest human beings I'd ever known in my life, and the only good cop I'd ever met until I got on set and met our police consultant, who was Dre Severino. So because of those two men, I hold out hope that I will have a good run-in with a police officer in the real world, but I don't hold my breath. And so getting this role, into doing this role, I had to go to a very dark place for me. I had to, like I was like a 5-year-old kid again, asking my mom for permission to do the role.
Mhm.
I had to seek the counsel of some of my closest friends and my brothers and confidants to say, is this okay? Will you look at me differently? Can I do this? Because I know that once I do it, um, this is a jacket that I don't get to take off. I think in acting, we put on a jacket, we get to take it off, put it in the closet, revisit it when we want to revisit it, but it can stay in the closet. This is a jacket that doesn't get to come off. And coming on the heels of playing Mr. Bobby Rush in Judas and the Black Messiah. to
Amen.
go,
Great performance, by the way, brother. Great
Thank you
performance.
so much. I truly appreciate that. To do this, I felt there was a sense of me that felt like I was betraying the Panthers.
Wow.
I felt like I was betraying Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., who I'm extremely close to now, that I have had conversations with. I felt a sense of betrayal to these people that I genuinely love and care about. And so it took me a while, Ro, to get to that space of actually doing it. But I have scars from this role that will never wash away. And some of the scenes are just stuff that like I can't get out of my head. Like there was a scene in particular where, and I believe it's the second episode, where it's a car stop and I pull the guy out of the car and sit him on the car. And as I'm running the lines and I'm screaming at this actor in the character of Ram, I remember being that guy in real life, being screamed at by a cop for doing absolutely nothing wrong. And so I'm that night I didn't sleep. There were no easy days on set, because every time you put this stuff on, you don't just take you don't take this costume or this wardrobe off and walk away from it. It stays with you. And I think I'll once it comes out and people, it's given to the world, it's going to be even harder, because you're going to go places where people are going to say, hey, you played Ram, I thought you were riding with us. I thought you know what I mean? It's like, my whole life is dedicated to pushing and uplifting Black people, and the community and the conversation. And I just spent 6 months playing somebody who is just tearing everything down. Um, and so there is so much mistrust between, you know, civilian and cop, as you want to say it, but the line is, the problem starts at the top, you know. So, you can yell at the waiter for the food that he brought you, but you really need to have a conversation with the chef who made the food. Um, and we are not having the conversation.
Amen. That's deep.
So yeah, man.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, bro.